I'm so excited. Welcome, everybody. This is going to be really laid back. This is going to be really low key. We're just kind of hanging out with you for the next maybe 25 minutes or so. So grab your cup of tea or wine or whatever your pleasure and just kind of be with us for a little bit. There's probably so many things you could be doing right now, and then there's probably distractions that you have, but so we appreciate your time that you're, in this crazy world that you're saying, you know what, let me hear about this. Like, what is this coaching thing? And so right there, you should be commended, because I just love people, anybody that's just open to like learning about a new opportunity. And the most important thing to remember is, the person that invited you, your coach, obviously saw something in you. We just don't invite everybody, that's for darn sure. So just know that that's a really big compliment. It's not easy to invite someone to take a look at an opportunity. So just know that they obviously saw something in you, and they feel that you would make a great fit on our tribe. And make sure you're checking back with your coach when we're done here. And if you're a guy and you're like, why are there all these women? We have guys on the team. I don't have one on the panel tonight, but we have plenty of men on Wild Impact. But yeah, we did call tonight girl talk. But don't worry, we're here for you too. So with that being said, officially welcome everyone. My name is Shane Fryer. I am the founder of Wild Impact, where all these beautiful faces and your coach are part of. I started my journey almost 6 years ago next month, when it started with one invitation, one random Tuesday night, and a yes. And Wild Impact was born, and now we're over 2,000 coaches strong. We've been in the top of the company for the last 4 years. And we are there's so many exciting things coming that you could not be in a better place than you are right now. So just know that this is an incredible opportunity, whether you're thinking about, you know what, I finally want to try Shakeology. I need this in my life. You know what, I don't want to pay for Shakeology. I would really love to drink it for free. Or perhaps you're thinking, I would love a side gig. I would love an opportunity to help out with that credit card, with those payments, going to the gas station, helping out with the mortgage. Or maybe you're like, I want to go all in. Like, this is my jam. Like, this is something I'm passionate about. I would love to do that. A coach is a coach. It just depends what you want from it. And so know that we're speaking to everybody, and there's no rules in this. When I started, I'll be honest, I always had a few jobs. I wanted to make a little money, but I was in this for my health. I knew my nutrition sucked. I knew I ate mean cuisine every day because I didn't have time. I didn't think I had time for anything else. I was a busy mom who went to the gym 6 days a week at 7 p.m. at night with my 2 kids, and I fed them chicken crap in the car. That was my life, and I rinsed and repeated every single day, and my life was like Groundhog Day. Can you relate to that? And then I, heard about this opportunity, and I thought, wow, like I work out every day. This could be really cool, like to have a side gig, supplement my mortgage, and that's what it did. I wasn't transferring money anymore. I was like, oh my gosh, my Beachbody money, that extra $300, I'm not transferring it. I'm not thinking about that mortgage. Until it like totally replaced my mortgage. What? You mean it replaced my mortgage? And then I thought, my God, this is so much bigger than me and me thinking I want to drink this shake. And fast forward, guys, I was a social worker for 17 years, and I retired a year and a half ago. That was never my plan, but it got to a point where it made no sense for me to be working a full-time job when my income with Beachbody was 5 times my income. And so I say that to you not to brag. I say that because you have to understand the opportunity that you're listening to right now and treat it as such, because it could be as little as you want, or it can be as big as your dream. So with that being said, I have a couple questions to ask these amazing leaders on Wild Impact. And I think by them answering, it's going to give you hopefully a really good idea of what the heck this is all about. Because our goal tonight is that you leave having a really good understanding. You'll probably have some more questions, but we want you to walk away feeling like, wow, okay, I kind of get it. This is for me or it's not, because there's no obligation here. We just hope that you learn about it and you decide if this is a good fit for you and your family. So with that, Maria, I'm going to start with you, and I would love for you to share a little bit about your story, why you started, but really what I think that people want to know is, what do you do? Like, what are the activities of a coach? What do you do every day?
Sure. Thank you all for being with us today. So my name is Maria. I've been a coach for since June 2015. And, I think it's just the perfect question that you asked me, Shane, because I will never forget, I was a discount buyer. I mean, I wanted to drink my shake every day. I was missing something. I was in a bad place. All I wanted was a solution, but I didn't know where to start. And all I knew was, here is my neighbor who has her light on at 5 in the morning, and then her son is coming to my house to play with my daughter, and I hear, oh, she's working out, and I wanted that life, but I didn't know how to get started. And I will never forget when I came to you and I asked you, what do you do? And how can I do that? And you simply said, I drink my shake, 1 shake a day. And I was like, I already do that. And now I can earn it for free or pay less. I'll take that. And so I feel like the rest is history, but let me tell you a little bit about what we do every day. We work out every day. So one of the things that I wanted to get started was because I needed an outlet. I needed a healthy outlet, and working out for me was something that I could see possible, especially if it was at home. I was working full time. I have 2 kids. I didn't have time. But then when I joined the challenge group, I was like, oh, wow, I do have half an hour. And I was spending time scrolling on Facebook or doing other things, and half an hour goes by in a blink of an eye. We can do anything in half an hour. So for me saying, let's work out for half an hour a day, I'm in, right? Even though I was so busy, I made it work. I get to eat healthier, something that I've struggled my whole life. I had chronic ulcers and acid reflux, tons of medication, so many doctors, all of that is gone. And the ripple effect for me is a huge motivator, because then I got to help my husband, who was also in all sorts of medications for eczema and skin problems, and he's no longer in any of that. We've been drinking Shakeology every day for like 3 years, and I can't go a day without it. It's delicious, and I know it's good for me. So the other thing that I love to do, and I think this is one of my favorite things that we do, it's personal development. If we don't change our mind and our thinking, we can't change our body. That's just the secondary thing that comes. We first have to change our mind. And for me, guys, in the beginning, I was like, oh, I don't know if I have time to read. But then there's something called Audible, which is amazing, because then I can listen in the car on my way to work, on my way to Hartford, when I have to drive 45 minutes there and back. When I'm doing my makeup, hello, I love it, because people are like, how do you have time to do your makeup? I'm like, I don't. I listen to my personal development. So it's like a win-win. I've learned to multitask, and I have fun with it. So that's another thing that I love. One of my favorite things is to be able to cheer other people up. I love that this is not just my journey, but I get to inspire and help other people. And it just comes naturally, because people want to know what you're doing. When people are scrolling on Facebook, they want to know about you. Maybe they want what you're doing. They want what you're having, but they don't know how to get started. This is a way to share your journey with them, inspire them. And when they see those results, when they maybe are having those struggles, and you get to say, girl, you're drinking your shake every day. You're eating your apple a day. You're doing an extra set of squats when maybe 10 days ago you weren't able to do that. We get to do that as coaches. And so the other thing that I loved is that I didn't have any background on fitness or nutrition. Then I started to want to know more and learn more. We're always learning. So that's what we do as coaches. It's very simple.
Yeah, almost too simple, but the behaviors are simple. It's just that we do them every day, right? It's just about being consistent, the snowball effect, the compound effect, right?
Correct.
Awesome. Thanks, Maria. So Kelly, I would love for you to share a little bit about your story, but also like, what did you think of coaching when you first heard about it?
So I have to share, I am a true believer that you meet people for a reason in your life, right? So I was the quiet girl on Facebook. I had about 100 friends, and I saw a friend joined a free abdominal challenge, and I was like, oh, I love fitness, because I was that mom that I love to work out. I did. So I was like, oh, I'll join this free abdominal challenge. And I did. And that is how I connected with Shane, from one friend who joined a free abdominal challenge that I said yes to, that of course I totally was like all into the challenge. And she reached out to me and asked me if I needed help with my health and fitness. And I actually said no. And then she presented coaching to me. And I was like, what the heck is a coach? And when I learned about coaching, because I had no idea about coaching, but I had actually bought Insanity on Craigslist. The only thing that I've ever bought on Craigslist, ever. My husband actually drove me there because I was afraid to like meet this creeper that I was purchasing this product from. So, I was like, yeah, I do Insanity. So she was like, yeah, you should do coaching. So of course, we became friends on Facebook. She was like my 101 friend on Facebook, and probably the only person that I would ever accept from that was a stranger. And I was like, this lady's awesome. We have so many like very like similar stories. And I was just very inspired and intrigued. So of course I like asked her questions, and I knew a lot of it was about Shakeology. And again, I loved fitness, but my nutrition was not on point, and I was not seeing the results that I wanted to see. And at the time, my daughter was 2.5, and I just couldn't seem to lose those last 10 pounds. And I was actually thinking about going back to work full-time as a cardiac nurse. And at the time, she had asked me about coaching, and I was honestly kind of stalking her. I was watching her. I was intrigued. And once she told me, I remember the day that she was making $900 a month at the time. Now, this was years ago, a few years ago. And I was like, $900 a month would totally change my life right now, completely. And I was like, I'm going to try this Shakeology. And I tried Shakeology. And I remember literally the first day after I had a shake, I sent her a text and I was like, I feel amazing. And she was like, Shakeology is amazing, period, end of story. And that was her response to me. And honestly, like literally like a week later, I was like, I want the discount. But I knew deep down I wanted more. And I was afraid because I had no interest in selling. I had no experience in selling, but I wanted to help people. I had a passion for health and fitness, and I knew I wanted the discount, and I knew I wanted more for my family, but I was afraid for myself. Fast forward, that was March 2013. I signed up to be a coach, and I went all in. I was coachable. I followed what, I was encouraged to do. And we joined hands, and I've made friends that I never would have met in my life. I didn't feel that I needed more friends, but my goodness, I think sometimes like, I don't know what I would do without these gals. And, this business has completely changed my life. And honestly, tonight I was actually at my daughter's dress rehearsal for dance competition right before I got on this call. And I actually met a coach that is just a coach for the discount on our team. And I actually shared my story with her. And I could like get choked up right now because I just spoke from the heart. And I share about this because this has changed my life in so many ways. Guys, we talk about personal development and things that we do every day. I was always the girl that had her cup half empty, right? And now my glass is always half full, right? Because we change our mindset and we work on ourselves. And you know, this opportunity is more than just a business and more about making money. Like, it's so much more about, it's just amazing. This can change your life in so many ways, not just financially, not just physically, but it can change your heart. It can change your mindset. And you can just do amazing things and provide so much more from your family, for your family, while you are like the strongest version of yourself. One last thing that I wanted to mention, like, I was a dancer my whole life, and being at my daughter's, again, dress rehearsal tonight reminded me of all that, that I had body image issues my entire life. And being a coach, I've learned to honor my body and become the strongest version of myself, and blessing my life, all while not missing out on those moments. And I have not gone back to work full-time as a nurse. I've stayed part-time, and I've helped so many people become the healthiest, strongest versions of themselves as well. And the more people we help and the more coaches we can have join our team, we can help so many more people. And the trend of obesity, and as a cardiac nurse, as my part-time job, it goes hand in hand. I can be a health and fitness coach and be home with my kids more, as well as work 2 days a week at my nurse job and help people that way. This opportunity is just limitless, and I just get fired up talking about it. So I'm sorry, I was kind of talking from my heart because I met someone tonight, but so.
Thank you, Kelly. That was beautiful. I remember that text.
One last thing I just have to say, also, I'm sorry for TMI, but my husband has suffered from IBS for years, and he's been drinking Shakeology actually for 5 years now. And he no longer like leaves me at restaurants in the bathroom for a long time. So yeah, it really helped him in many ways. Sorry for TMI, but I'm a nurse.
Awesome, Amy. All right, here's a great question that I know a lot of people struggle with when thinking about this opportunity. Is like, you work full time and you actually had another job, and you're a mom and wife. How do you fit coaching into your day? So share your story. How do you fit it in? Kind of break it down for us.
Oh boy. Hi guys, thanks for coming here. I just wanted to thank everybody for joining us, because that is awesome that you're here. I appreciate it. So I am a mom, a wife, a crazy lady that loves to just be busy all the time, I guess. I don't know. I work full time Monday through Friday, some overtime, and then I was a trainer. And that was my passion. I wanted to help people. And I think when Shane reached out to me, I had just started that journey. It was a dream for like 12 years. Finally made it happen, and was very happy where I was at. And so I became a trainer, and I had clients, building a clientele, doing that. So there's my busy day. Everything. Have a 19-year-old daughter, was graduating, just swamped all the time. And I meal prep, so I'm crazy on Sundays anyway. So I started coaching 7 months ago, and I told Shane I'd love to try it. I think, definitely want to do the discount. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to do. I was very leery about any of my time and putting into it. And so jump right in. I started drinking my shake, and I felt fabulous. And I wanted everyone to feel that good. Everyone, really.
Didn't you actually expedite it because you only got a couple, and you had to expedite it because you're like, I can't be without it. I just had it for 2 days.
Yes. Drank it up north at the cottage 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, and I needed it like in 2 days. I wanted to keep feeling that way. So I started drinking it. I picked a workout program. I love PiYo and Pilates. So that's what I did, is the PiYo on Beachbody On Demand. And then I just started sharing my journey, and everything started rolling in with that. My clients that I had as a trainer, they all started drinking Shakeology and they started seeing how I was, and it really just trickled. And so by sharing it, I wasn't putting a ton of extra time into it. In the mornings, half hour before I start getting ready for work, pockets throughout the day, and then 1 to 2 hours at night. So I just did a breakdown because I am in accounting. So that's what I do. So I broke it down. As a trainer, I spend about 20 hours a week with 3 classes a week. So there's 20 hours for that, and a breakdown of my coaching hours, 16 hours a week. Then I broke it down to expenses for a trainer, renting the facility, the equipment, my insurance, the time that I was there instructing, designing the workouts, working with people on how to find their nutrition, marketing, my certification, CPR, gas travel time, blah, 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 blah. I know if there's any trainers on here, they know what I'm talking about. So now as a coach, you know, I have to drink my Shakeology and I get to work. There's my expense. Wow. I was already spending that too, plus some on trying to even get close to that nutrition, and I wasn't. So it made more sense for me to coach. And unfortunately, and fortunately, you know, I'm helping more people this way. So I left training and I just do one-on-ones here or there. But here's another little breakdown. $0 to $100 a month for training after my expenses were paid. That's $0 to $5 an hour. So then I went in and, sorry, I'm getting a little choked up because Shane, I love you. So coaching is $16 to $50 an hour for me as a coach at 7 months. That was a no-brainer. So, you know, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little choked up. Coaching, I've been a coach, a travel softball coach. I don't know if you can see behind me, all my daughter's stuff back here. My husband and I coached. He's been able to start working out with me and not go to the gym. He gave up his gym membership to do these workouts. The 700 plus workouts in our library. Core to Force, he loves. It's a military style, 22-minute hardcore. It's got yoga, shift shop, PiYo, 21-day fix. I can go on, blah, blah, blah. So now to finish out, because my passion is helping people, there's a number one person, and yes, I love my husband, he's number one, but even more so my mother. She's my rock. And 20 plus years she suffered with debilitating back pain. And I watched her lay on her couch with a heating pad, medicated, not functioning, watching Westerns, talking to the TV. It was rough. And her muscles were vanishing. And I wanted to do something for her. And in 2015, there was a horrible day where she watched my grandfather die in his hospital bed. And 5 hours later, she lost her husband, who had a heart attack in the airport on his way up here to be with us. And we all went into our depression, and that's where Shane found me after that. But my mom's been drinking Shakeology for 6 months solid every day, and 3 months of doing her workouts. And I've seen my mom be the happiest she's been. 25 years ago, maybe she was like this. But now she calls me every night and she tells me the workout program she did and how much better she's feeling. And I just went to visit her and she said, I don't think I've changed very much, Amy. And I took a picture of her and I showed her a picture because she wouldn't do transformation pictures. And she's blown away and cries and thanks me all the time. So
Thank you, Amy. Thank you. That's incredible.
I'm supposed to talk after that? Come on now, girl.
Tammy, you know, I think another question that a lot of people have, and, you know, I'd love for you to address this, so I'll just come out and ask you. Tammy, were you into fitness at all before coaching?
All right, definitely let me laugh a little bit now then, because that's like hilarious. Was I into fitness? No, you and I shared an office. You were the gym rat, and I was 215 pounds. Had every gym membership and never used them or used them very little. And I thought people like you all who like exercise were insane. It's like there's got to be something wrong with people who like to exercise. Like there's like they must have like some gene I just don't have. Like I just don't have it. So I was a social worker with you in a court. We were good friends, and I had a little girl who was starting to recognize, the people's appearances. I wanted to live healthier for her. I started, we went to Disney and was walking around, and I couldn't move. My legs were chafing together. We took family pictures that I looked at and was like, that's me. I didn't recognize myself anymore. And it took me, you had invited me quite a few times. Probably it was about 5 months. So for all those people that are here watching, thank you for being here. And if you've been invited a number of times, you're not alone. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. But I told you I was getting ready. And on August 1st of 2012, I finally said yes. And I thank you for offering me the discount right from the beginning. Knowing that I was at 215 pounds, I knew that it was going to take me, I knew I wanted to be on a health journey. I wanted to change my way of being. And that wasn't going to come fast, cheap, or easy. But I was broke as a joke. Like I was working 2 jobs. I was working full time. I worked another part-time job. I really didn't have the $160 to buy a challenge pack at that point. And at that point, we only got like a program and Shakeology. I got DVDs. Like you don't get the library of what we have now. Like talk about, it's crazy to me that 6 years later, we get an even better value for what I got initially. But I knew that by saying I didn't have the money, that the truth was that I was really just scared. And so when people tell me that they don't have the money, I really talk to them because I know legitimately sometimes people don't have the money. But I also know what was underneath that for me was that I was truly fearful, and that there's something else underneath it, or that you're afraid that you're not going to use it. You're afraid that it's not going to work. Had all those fears. And it's really about getting real with ourselves and being honest with your coach who's talking with you, because we've been here, we've been there, we've worked with other people who've had those same fears. And the truth was legitimate that I didn't have the money, and holy, wasn't that sad? Like, what the heck? I had a master's degree and I was working part-time and I still didn't have enough money. Like, there's something wrong with that story. And so if that's your story and you're here tonight, what I have to say to you is that then that's all the more reason why you need to be here, because you truly can change your life with this opportunity, even if it's just that you're going to get yourself healthier like I did. I had no intention. If you would tell me today, 5 years later, I would be helping other people with their health and fitness, I would tell you were nuts, because I didn't think that I would ever find a liking for exercise. I do actually now love it. And I found what I think so many other people who maybe have loved it most of their life or are trainers will tell you, I get it now. You don't have to love it every day. It's like it's something you do. It becomes a habit. And I tell people it's like brushing your teeth. We brush them every day. Every day you don't absolutely love it, but some days you're like, wow, that was good. My teeth feel really good today. But you just get it done. And when it's done, it feels so good. And it's that habit, it's that feeling that I now have this passion to share with other people. But even more so than that is it's completely changed my ability to financially provide for my household. It's trickled down in so many ways. I didn't have to work that second job anymore. This became my second job. And then this became my full-time job. I was able to leave a really draining job that was, really probably shortening my life. And it's insane to me that from a 215-pound woman who hated exercise and my idea of healthy eating was like, you know, having pizza once a week. Like I was going through the drive-through all the time. I've learned so much in 5 years about wellness and general health that I could never repay this opportunity back. So I'm eternally grateful that I took the discount right from the jump and worked on me and was surrounded by this amazing community of people who did like to exercise and would push me through a little bit because that's what I needed in the beginning. And that I get to pay that forward now is just insane. So, yeah.
Wow. Guys, I just have to say, you know, I know all of your stories, but I guess I never really thought of it or had them shared all at once to know that all of this, and it's not just the 5 of us, right? You all shared about helping someone else and how many people over the last 3 to 5 years we've all helped because I said yes. And the impact, that trickle effect that it had started with Tammy. Add Kelly to the equation. Here comes Maria and then Amy just 7 months ago. But then more so, our husbands, our moms. It's hard to kind of describe what that's like, you know, because yeah, is this a job? But it's literally it changed our lives and the lives of the people we love and complete strangers. And I don't know of another opportunity in this world that offers you that. And so thank you for being so vulnerable and for sharing that and to hear how that, like, it's hard to describe what that feels like for me. So I hope if you're sitting there watching, you know that this is even bigger than you. Like, challenge yourself to say, you know, what if I do this for me, but knowing that my aunt, my sister, my best friend, this stranger I don't know yet, that I have the power to change a life. Like, guys, do we ever really feel like we have power? Like this is our platform now. And Beachbody gives it to us. And then we make it whatever it is we want. And again, there's no rules. Everybody that you heard from has a different story. So, you know, I challenge you to take a leap of faith and to draw a line in the sand, because the worst thing that's going to happen, your worst scenario, is you're going to get healthier. If nothing else works out, that's a pretty good bad case scenario, if you ask me. Again, we want to thank you for your time. We know how busy you are. We're going to urge you to make sure you speak to your coach immediately. We're so excited to just continue to grow our tribe, to continue to make ourselves stronger and better. 1%, you know, every day we try to get a little bit better, and we want to help you guys do that too. We want you as part of the family. So with that being said, ladies, I love you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
And we'll see you all really soon and hope to see you in our new coach training next month.
Yay.
Good night, everybody.
Bye. Have a good night.